What's good, everyone? So I just got finished. Well, I actually listened to some of uh, a recording from my one of our brothers, Willie D. Talking about the West End Mall parking lot, and a lot of young adults were not practicing social distancing. Um, they weren't out wearing masks, you know. And look, people are just people are free to do what they choose. Um, the thing that I really can't understand about most people who feel that it was a bad idea for Georgia to just open up a lot of the non-essential businesses and whatnot. I said it once and I'll say it again. People have, people have their right, you know. If they want to go out and they don't want to wear a mask, guess what? Who are we to sit up there? Who are we to sit up here and say you should wear mask? You should wear mask. Practice social distancing and and all of this. And do I wear a mask? No, I'm not wearing a mask because what I see is a lot of people are wearing masks, but those individuals who are wearing masks, they're not thinking for themselves. Even though you have a lot of individuals who are they're celebrities, they're well known, they have large platforms, they have a large following. Being sheep doesn't care, you know, it doesn't matter who it is. And I understand how, a lot of people they say, well, you're supposed to wear a mask and you're supposed to practice social distancing. But one thing that really throws me off is the individuals that are telling you to practice social distancing and wear a mask. Guess what? You don't see them wearing masks. You don't see them wearing, you don't see them exercising this 6 foot social distancing, right? Like, what's the mayor's name in some parts of Chicago? Lightfoot. Yeah, Lightfoot. The one that looks like a recovering crack addict that is making it mandatory to say, if you're having these parties, you will be found and you will be arrested, and you will be put into jail. You know, my thing is, y'all folks doing all this talking, but a lot of these individuals that are doing all this talking, they're not exercising the same shit that they're talking about. Like, I, I watched when this whole thing started unfolding and they came up with this theory about, yeah, you have to wear a mask and practice social distancing. You looked at these government officials, they weren't even practicing social distancing. So miss me with that bullshit. Second of all, they weren't wearing masks. Miss me with that bullshit again. And not only that, a lot of people are just pawns. some of your celebrities, some of these individuals who are, who have a large following, are they're just they're just followers. They're followers too, and I hate to say it, but it needs to be said. A lot of black folks are good for following. Like, seriously. A lot of black folks are good for following. A lot of black folks don't even read. A lot of black folks just follow and do as they're told. You know what I'm saying? Not really pushing for people to really do your research before you jump out here and put a mask on your face. Oh, because the CDC says it. Oh, because researchers say that you can transfer this, that, and the fifth from one person to the next. But oh, my friends, how quickly we forget about Timothy Cunningham. So let me go ahead and lay this out for a lot of you, and I hope a lot of you will share this and put this information out. So, Timothy Cunningham, for those of you, a lot of these celebrities and individuals with large followings and a large platform, which I have yet to see a lot of these individuals even address Timothy Cunningham. So that should tell you something right there. But Timothy Cunningham was a former officer for the CDC. Remember, Timothy went missing back in April or May of 2018. Timothy was also covering the Ebola, influenza, and the Zika virus. He covered those diseases and virus. That's what he specialized in. All right. So mind you, the same bullshit ass media, even, Fox 5 or whatever these local media stations, they portray this individual as being a suicidal individual, which honestly the shit wasn't true. This was a whistleblower for the coronavirus before it even got out. And I sat back and I read his findings, his whistleblower information, which is part of the reason why I'm not wearing a face mask. Because this brother actually knew what was going on and addressed it. He shared his findings with the CDC, government officials, and not only that, the Chinese government. And what happened? He ended up going missing for an extended period of time. Don't get me lying about the exact number of days he went missing. But then all of a sudden he showed up and he was off in the Chattahoochee River. Dead. Apparent suicide by drowning. Okay. And we're talking about an individual that knew how to swim. All right. That was part of his military training. So he knew how to swim. So to basically wrap it up in a nutshell, the vaccines and these flu viruses actually placed that virus in a lot of people. So if you've been vaccinated or you've received a flu shot and just by some chance you don't have any conditions, you don't have any symptoms, but you decide that you're going to the hospital to get tested, 9 times out of 10, your results are going to come back that you have the virus. And that is exactly what Timothy Cunningham stressed about. He did not have the opportunity to get this information out. But of course, like anything, when you have individuals who are actually speaking truth in the findings that they have unearthed, there are things that happen. They get discredited for their findings, and then they are labeled crazy or not credible. But in this man's case, they got rid of him. Who? Your guess is as good as mine. Everything is not a conspiracy theory. So a lot of people who feel that, oh, people, y'all just crazy for not wearing masks. Look, if you refuse to read and research this information, not just sit up here and take the word from the CDC and the government and the World Health Organizations and doctors, because mind you, these are individuals. These are people. These people will lie. The government has been known to lie. The CDC has been known to lie. The World Health Organization has been known to lie. And doctors have been known to lie. What for? As I stated before, fear and ignorance is profitable and exploitable. Let me say it again for those who don't understand what I just said. Fear, ignorance is profitable and exploitable. So who's getting exploited? The American people. Who is fearful? The American people. Who's ignorant to what's really going on? The American people. Who's profiting off of all of this? Not us. You have government officials, you have police officers in New York and probably in Chicago, well, preferably in Chicago, and they're bum rushing a social gathering. And the mayor, Lightfoot, is basically violating people's constitutional rights. All because she has orders from higher up to do certain things, to see to it that there's no social gathering. So before you jump out there and start talking about what's crazy, if you haven't read the United States of America Constitution, shut the fuck up. And stop getting out here being a pawn for these government officials. Because at the end of the day, guess what? They will throw your stupid ass under the bus too. Whether you are a celebrity, whether you have a large following, they will throw you under the bus. They don't care. They don't care. So they threaten you with, or should I say, they threaten you under duress. They threaten you and force you not to congregate. Because I can guarantee you, Mayor Lightfoot don't know jack shit about this fucking virus. She don't. She don't even come off as an she doesn't even come off as a female that operates with common sense. She just comes off as a former crackhead pawn. Yeah, and I said that shit, and I don't bite my tongue for none of it. And I know a lot of people may not like what I say and how I said it. Oh well. Because you have to be mindful. You got some house niggas. You got some field niggas that will throw you under the bus just so they can advance higher up the ranks. It happened. History has shown that. And it happens even today. So I encourage everyone. I encourage you, if you listen, if you're watching this, do your research. Find out about Timothy Cunningham's findings. Stop worrying about everyone else and what they're doing because they're not following what you think is right. Because what you think may work for you doesn't necessarily mean it works for everyone else. It doesn't. And I understand some people may feel like I am leading a lot of people in the wrong direction. But honestly, no. Because I feel like this, whatever's going to happen it's going to happen to you. If you've been vaccinated, you've gotten flu shots, guess what? That virus is already in you. It's just laying in wait. It's just lying in wait to be activated. I guess I will have to show you all better than I can tell you. So there's a link below in the description. I challenge you all to read that. And then come back and leave your comments below. Fear and ignorance is exploitable and profitable. Now, if you don't mind being exploited, you don't mind being fearful, and you don't mind being ignorant, then just totally and completely disregard this video. Peace to the gods.